All right, what's going on, guys? Another marvelous Monday. Yeah, we're in here early at 7 o'clock. This is actually the time slot where I started this program a year ago. And I think I'm just going to come back to it and just do this one on Monday night. The only reason I left is because Cynthia over at the Biggs Prep, she was doing Monday night at 7 o'clock too. So, I quit doing it. I went to 8 o'clock and then I changed it to Thursday. But I think I'm going to come back here to 7 o'clock on Monday because actually I function a lot better at 7 o'clock. But, uh, and most of the views on this is actually after it's posted as a video. But I do appreciate everybody being here. I love every one of you. As you know, we got that threat coming at us. We're going to talk about that here in just a few minutes. Let's see who we got here. All right, we got Pauline Parker's with us, and Glenn Anderson. Appreciate that, guys. I truly do. Tammy Joe's with us. That's my girl right there. Wants to say hello to everybody. Linda Farrow. Yeah, and Debbie Jones. Hope Rob's with you tonight. Not watching the Steelers. But hey, we all do our own thing, right? Lynn Stalker's with us. That's my other girl right there. All right. Iowa's in the house. We got Kathy and Paul and Marcia right there with us. I do appreciate that, guys. I truly do. Son's back with us this week. All right. Nick L is back. My man right there, Swackhammer. Swackhammer's in the house. I love that name. That's a great screen name, Swackhammer. All right. Let's see if we got anybody else there. Yep, Rob. Rob is with us, it looks like. He was there. Where'd he go? Right there. There we go. Hey, what's going on, buddy? Yep, and Greg. Yep, there we go. All right. We all know what's happening with the storm. We're going to get into that a little more here later, but there's a couple other things I want to talk about first. A lot of prepper channels are talking about that I think is just absolutely ridiculous. But hey, they just tell you what they think, I guess. But all of this mess with Trump, a lot of them saying that it's just a conspiracy and he's part of the show. I refuse to believe that. I just can't believe it. I don't think he would do that. I think the man's a patriot and they're afraid of him and they're trying to just make sure that he don't get a chance to run for president. But like I said before, I could be wrong. But I just don't believe he's part of that conspiracy. But looks like Lori's with us. All right. Appreciate you being here, Lori. I truly do. Looks like your channel's taking off. That's great. I do like to see that. Everybody continue praying for Lori. She's still having a few health issues here and there, but hey, let's just do the best we can do for her. Hopefully she's battened down and ready for that storm. I don't know if you're going to get any of it or not, Lori, but I'm pretty sure Pauline's going to get some up there where she is. She's just east of Cedar Key, and they're saying that it might actually, run aground in that area up there. So let's pray for everybody in Florida, guys. We all need it. Hill Bill's with us. Tennessee's in the house. All right. Looking to FEMA's test. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. That's something else a lot of prepper channels are talking about. I actually have it right here ready to go, so we'll go ahead and pop that up there. That's going to be on October 4th. They're going to test the emergency broadcast system nationwide. And a lot of other channels are saying, well, that's the day when, the federal government's just going to take control of everything. They're going to lock you down and, this is it. That's going to be the day. Well, it might be, but I don't think they would advertise it if that's the day they're going to do it. But hey, these ain't the smartest people in the world running this administration right now. So hell, it might be. That might be it. I don't know, but we'll see, I guess. Not that far away. Yeah. Happy Hickman Homestead's with us. All right. Yep. The fact they're willing to do this to him that's right. They know if they can take him down, they're trying to prove a point. If they can take him down, they can take anybody down. Anybody that speaks up against them. That's what they're trying to do with that. And I think that's my belief. I mean, I don't think he's part of what's going on. I just can't see it. I got to have a little faith in humanity. I think Donald Trump's a patriot. He ain't the best in the world. I'll give you that too. He was not my original pick for president when he won. But when it came down to the lesser of the two evils, I had to go with him. And thank goodness he did a good job. So, I mean, he converted me. There's only a couple other folks that I would vote for over him. And one of them's running against him. I think you know who that is. I'd love to see a DeSantis Christie Nome ticket in 2024. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on here. All right, we already talked about that alert. I just don't think it is what a lot of these other prepper channels think it is. But hey, it might be. But hey, who am I? I'm just a little peon here in Orlando, Florida. I ain't got no connections in Washington, D.C. anymore. So I'm sure there's people in the know there more than I am. So we'll see what happens. Cheers, folks. Love every one of you. Katie's back. All right. Katie's back with us. Thank you so much for being here. But you guys know I'm a super Second Amendment advocate. I think everybody should have the right to own a firearm and carry it, no matter where the hell you go. But some people take advantage of that. This guy right here is one of them. Mr. Gabriel Metcalf lives in Billings, Montana. The picture you see there is when the ATF arrested him for having a gun on his own property. Now you can see right there in that photograph, that's an old style Pushmore, but he has a shotgun strapped to it. And the problem was, he's across the street from a school. He's across the street from school property. The local people there, you got to remember now, there's a lot of people from California that moved to Montana. And when they saw this guy, they went batshit. I mean, let's just be honest. They called the police. The police told them, hey, there's nothing we can do. He's on his own property. It's illegal for him to carry a gun on his own property. Which you would think, yeah, that's right. As long as he's not a felon, he can possess that gun. He can carry it on his own property. But then somebody, I think they finally determined it was somebody with the school, called the ATF on this guy. And ATF come out and locked him up because he is within the 1,000-foot rule of a school, the federal, gun-free zone in a school. Within 1,000 feet in a 1,000-foot radius, you can't have a gun. Well, he's on his own property.
What's he going to shoot, the ground?
Oh, that's on his lawnmower.
I know, but
he's just being an ass.
I was going to say, it's not like he could shoot
All right,
anything.
this is where being pro Second Amendment goes too far, and it actually hurts the Second Amendment.
Yeah.
This was silly, but what's going to come out of this case is the federal government's ability to regulate the ownership of firearms within 1,000 feet of a school. If you live within 1,000 feet in your own home, you won't be able to possess a gun if they win this case. But like I said, this is a case where this guy, he just, he's pretty whacked out. He never should have done that. Let's be honest. He's pro Second Amendment, that's for sure. But he looks to me like he's doing more harm than he is good to the Second Amendment. But I'm going to be watching that, see what happens with that case. All right, looks like Devon's back with us. All right, appreciate it, sir. I truly do. So they turned him into a felon, so now he won't be allowed a gun in the future. Not yet. He hadn't been convicted. But the big question here, like I said, is going to be the ownership of firearms within 1,000 feet of a school. I know if there's a school right next door to me, I don't give a damn what the federal government says. I'm going to own a gun. And it wouldn't be pretty if they come in here and try to take it. I'm going to leave that right there. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Because it wouldn't be a pretty situation when you get right down to it. But I think the dumbest damn thing I've seen since I saw you folks last is this right here. Biden's alcohol czar. He wants to limit Americans to drinking 2 beers a week, just like Canada. Well, actually, that's not a legal limit. It's going to be a recommendation. But I mean, this is ridiculous. I know when I drink a beer, very seldom, but when I do, I drink more than one. I have two. Maybe a couple of days later, I might want another one. If I'm out cutting the grass and it's a nice hot day, I'm going to want a nice cold beer to cool down. So I would break that law right away if they ever made it a law. And I'm not a beer drinker. That's how stupid this is. Guy's named George Cobb. Well, I think he's got a cob up his ass. I'll be honest with you. That's ridiculous right there. But we'll go from the ludicrous to just the disgraceful. What happened in Maryland is disgraceful. On Friday, a federal judge ruled that parents don't have the right to take their children out of, these ABGLWFXY programs or whatever the hell they want to call it. They don't have the right to exclude their children from those programs in school. But, the way I see it, the First Amendment pretty much covers that. If it's against your religion, you don't want your children to, be a part of that, then I think you have a right to separate them from that. But here we go again, the federal government trying to separate people from the Constitution, trying to, take precedent over the Constitution. And this right here is a perfect example. They keep pushing this country. They keep pushing. They're going to get something they don't want. It's already happening across the country. A lot of groups across the country are starting to get together and getting ready for what's coming. So, the federal government's keep pushing that limit. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this right here is a perfect example of it. When they tell you you don't have the right for your religion to exclude your children from some decadent shit like that, no. What I would have done if that was my child, instantly I would have pulled them out of school. Because you do have the right, I don't care where you are in the United States, you have the right to homeschool your children. And as long as they keep pushing this perversion on children, they're going to keep pushing the limit, and it's not going to turn out well in the long run. Not for anybody, either side. I mean, the sides. I don't have to explain them to you. But it's not going to turn out well for either side. And I hate to see that, but they keep pushing it, and they're going to push too far. You can only grab a bull by the horn a certain number of times before he's going to kick back. So hopefully it will never go that far. I hate to see it. I'm ready for it. I hope you are, but I hate to see it. It's going to be bad, guys. But that's just what they keep doing to us. Another good example. Let me see here. Did I put that in here? Right there. Well, no. Well, I forgot the first one. Is that it? Yeah, there we go. The feds are suing Elon Musk because he will not hire illegal immigrants to work at SpaceX. He straight up said it. He admitted it. If you got an X account, or what used to be Twitter, if you have an account there, then, he just come out and said, hey, for national security reasons and stuff like that, he don't think that he should be forced to hire these people. And I believe he's right. I got to believe he's right. But the federal government's suing him. Guess who else will not hire immigrants? The Department of Justice. Right there. Took that off their website. Conditions of employment. U.S. citizenship required. That's the Department of Justice. The same people that's suing Elon Musk. And it's not just this one job. They have it on several jobs that are security related, just like his space program. So you talk about some crap. Oh man, that right there pretty much says it all. It's just another case of them trying to put themselves above the citizens of this country. That's what's going to cause the problem down the road. Oh, I'm getting a dry throat, guys. Sorry. But that right there just shows you what they're doing, and they're open about it. They don't care. When's it going to stop? When's it, when is people finally going to get enough? Step up, and it's it's going to be horrible. I was going to make a comment there, but I got to stop because they'll cut me off if I say what I was about to say. They stop this live stream dead right in the middle of it. So I don't want to do that. I like kind of hanging out here and talking to you folks. But also until September 8th in the state of Florida, it's tax-free days on prepping items, everything from AAA batteries to generators, flashlights, whatever, camp stoves, tents, pretty much everything that can be considered a prepping item. It's tax-free until September 8th. So you need to get out there and take advantage of that. That'll save you a lot of money, especially on a generator. That's a lot of money. You go out and buy a $500-$600 generator. Whew, that's big bucks, guys. So I wanted to remind you of that. But we're here tonight to talk about the two threats that we're facing. One is absolutely obvious. We all see it. It's the hurricane coming this way. Hopefully you're ready. We're going to get a little more into that in just a minute. But so why not put illegals into armed jets, or what we got here? That one caught my eye. Into armed jets and give them a tank. Yeah, why not? Exactly. I can make this up. People are insane. And brother, you're over there. I don't know how it is across the pond, but over here, everything is just, it's a bizarro world. Everything is absolutely backwards, but it's done by design. Okay, they're doing that to keep us separated. The best thing Barack Obama ever did during his presidency, as far as the Democratic Party is concerned, is separated the people of America. None of this shit was going on until him and Big Mike were in the White House. That's when all this division started. People could say, no, that's not true. Yes, it is true. You look back at our history, our recent history. That's when it all started, right there. And it's only gotten worse since, because the liberals, progressives, they keep stoking that fire. They have to keep us separated because they're afraid of us. And I'm about to get off on a rant here, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
So,
you got to move on.
yeah, let me get on out of here. Tennessee made it. All right, Tennessee's in the house. My girl Fluffy's with us. You got that one good. Yeah, that's where it all started, guys. Yep, they're going to start training the Ukrainian pilots. But hey, that's out of our hands. They've already sent a bunch of those jets over there. They got to be trained with them. So let me get on where I was going, because I'm about to get off on a Civil War rant, and I really don't want to do that right now. We have a threat facing us, other than the hurricane, that most folks don't realize. And, it only popped up about a week and a half ago. That right there is a picture of the sun taken from Mars. See that red circle? See that spot right there in it? When NASA scientists saw that, they said, hey, we need to check this out and make sure, if it's a photographic anomaly or if it's actually a sunspot, because if it is, it's huge. Guess what? It's a sunspot. They didn't even know it, because Mars is on the opposite side of the sun from the Earth right now. And when they investigated it, they found out that there is a huge sunspot that is rotating around the sun. The sun takes about 27 days for the sun to rotate. And that's why it was seen from the opposite side of the sun from Earth. But, they've come out and said, hey, we got this giant sunspot that's coming around at us. We need to keep an eye on it because it's spewing out some pretty nasty stuff occasionally. And today took this off the NASA website. See the yellow circle there on the left? That's the sunspot they saw. And in this photograph, it's ejecting a CME. But it's going to keep rotating around there, and it's going to be right on us this coming week. So we got to keep an eye out for that. When NASA says, this is happening, it might create some communication problems. Might want to start watching it. So that's the other threat we got coming at us that nobody knows about. I mean, I'm probably one of the few people that even cares about stuff like that, but I do try to keep an eye on it. So hopefully that won't happen. We don't need that coming at us right on the heels of this hurricane. Hell, it'll be like California last week when they had the hurricane and the earthquake. But this would be a lot worse because if that thing does blast out while it's pointed at us, it's going to be a mess, guys. Hopefully that won't happen. And the odds are, pretty slim that it will, but you can't totally ignore it if you're watching stuff like this. You can't totally ignore it at all. So, all right, let's talk about what I like to call the elephant in the room. What's coming at us? And we know it's coming at us because they keep telling us that. And that's the hurricane. What's the name of this hurricane? Idalia or something like that.
Idalia.
Yeah. But if you live in Florida, along the Big Bend area there, from like Tampa Bay up to probably Pensacola or somewhere like that, you need to be on alert, guys, because this one's coming and it's going to get nasty. They already said it'll probably be a level 3 when it makes landfall on Wednesday morning. Idalia. Thank you, Pauline. That's going to be a level 3 when it hits. That's not going to be good. That's bad. So make sure you got your hurricane preps ready. Check your food and water. Tucker's talking to us over there. Make sure your food and water is good for at least 7 days minimum. You should have a lot more than that by now, but minimum. Make sure you have that. When you're checking those food supplies, make you a menu for each day for the next 7 days. Nick says hello, Tucker.
Yeah, Chuck says hi back.
Yeah, he says hello right back at you. But like I said, while you're checking those food supplies, make you out a menu for each day for 7 days and make sure you have the food that you're going to need to live comfortably during those 7 days. And you have a way to prepare that food if the power goes out. Alternative cooking sources are vital. I know I have probably 3 backup systems here or more, but you got to be able to prepare that food to eat it. So make sure you have that, at least the ability to, if you have a yard or whatever, the ability to start a fire up a fire pit, fire up your grill, your little gas one stove that I keep promoting for you guys. Make sure that, those are ready to go. Make sure you got an extra propane tank for your grill if you're going to use your grill. Make sure you have an extra one. I know those things have gone through the roof in the last year. A couple of years ago, I bought a tank, another tank, and had it filled, and it cost me, I think it was $48. And now that's up to about $75. But that's crazy, guys. Make sure you have that. Charge all your battery components, your cell phone or whatever, is battery powered. Make sure you charge them up. Tomorrow night at the latest, you want these things ready to go.
And turn your air conditioning down low.
I'm about to get there.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't see your Okay.
If you have a 911 power system like solar power or a generator, if it's gas, make sure you have extra gas. If it's propane powered, again, make sure you have those extra propane tanks because you might wind up having to use it. And hopefully we won't. They keep shifting that track on that hurricane, It goes west for, a couple hours and they shipped it back east. So right now, looks like we might not get the worst of it here in Orlando. So that's a good thing. But pray for the folks that's in the path of that storm, guys, because it's not going to be pretty when it makes landfall. Make sure you get out there and gas up your car. Do that tomorrow. Probably as early as possible, because they're going to start. There's going to be lines that start forming, and the gas stations up in northwestern part of the state. You don't want to be in a long line, so get out there and get it while you can. Make sure you fill up, and you're ready for at least a week or so. If you have to go anywhere, you got enough fuel to do that. But the last thing I'm going to recommend to you, there's so many other things you need to do, but the last one I'm going to recommend to you is, if you're in that path, turn your AC down. Tomorrow night when you go to bed, turn that AC down to about 65. Get your house really nice and cool. So if your power does go out, then it's not going to be, intolerable in your house for at least a couple of days. We did that during Irma, and the house actually stayed cool. Maybe that third day it started warming up.
Third night it was a little warm.
It started warming up a little bit, but if you put that air down on 65 and let it run until the danger's over, at least you'll be cool for a couple of days after that, and that makes things so much easier. If you're trying to sleep and it's just hot and you're sticking to the sheets, no, that don't work for me. But that's just a couple of things I wanted to throw out there at you. Keep an eye on it, guys. If you're in Florida, keep an eye on that storm. Like I said, they keep moving the track on it. A little east, a little west, but pretty much they got it set that it is going to hit in that Big Bend area up there on Wednesday morning, early in the morning on Wednesday. It says 1 a.m. right there. That's the track that I actually, made this little diagram here. I think it was about 9 o'clock this morning, but it's going to come in there somewhere right there. So get ready for it. Hopefully those few tips I gave you there will help you out. If you have any problems or you need any help, shoot me an email, guys. You know where I'm at. If you don't, let me pop it up there for you. There you go. If you got any questions about getting ready, shoot me an email. I'll help you out, give you all the information I can on what you need. So I'm going to get out of here.
Watching football Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday night I won't be here. You guys know that. Gators are playing Thursday night at 8 o'clock. This old boy's going to be watching football. All right. So opening game of the season, I got to be there. Big time Gator fan. I know we're going to beat Tennessee this year. I know we're going to beat Arkansas. So my Tennessee fans out there and my Arkansas fans I know is in the house, suck it. We're going to beat you. But I'm going to get out of here. Get me some ice. Look, my ice is gone. All right. Tucker's getting cranky, so I got to get out of here, guys. Love every one of you. Thank you for being here. Get ready for the storm if you're in Florida, guys. If you're not, pray for those of us that's in this area. Hope we make it through okay. We need all the prayers we can get, guys. So with that, I want to say stay strong. Keep prepping. Pray for the United States of America because we damn sure need it. Love you. The Orlando Prepper is out.